Hello dear student, this is Dr. Sanjeev Padvi and I welcome you to the recap session. It is our second recap session on rocks and minerals, the chapter for our grade 9 geography. Dear student, in this session we will be looking at very variety of questions and you already know they will be MCQ based questions. Answer the following, give reasons, answer in detail, diagram based questions, and of course there will be some distinguish between the following type of questions. You are aware that we always start our topic with the MCQ based questions. So let us look at first MCQ based question, and that is sandstone, conglomerate, mudstone, claystone, etc. are the examples of dash type of sedimentary rocks. Mechanically formed sedimentary rocks, chemically formed sedimentary rocks, organically formed sedimentary rocks, or biologically formed sedimentary rock. Your answer is A. So you will be writing here 1. Here option is A. So you will write A. After A, here the phrase is mechanically formed. So we will write down that also. Mechanically formed. This makes, dear student, the complete sense of answer. Question number 2 now here is limestone, dolomite, chert, etc. are examples of dash sedimentary rocks. Which type of sedimentary rocks? Mechanically formed, chemically formed, organically formed, or biologically formed? The correct answer here is organically formed. So question 2 option is C, and with C which words are associated? Organically formed words are associated. So we will be writing here organically formed. Okay, so this phrase is also important, dear student. Question number 3, coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. are the examples of dash sedimentary rocks. What type of sedimentary rocks? They are mechanically formed, chemically formed, organically formed, or biologically formed. Again, dear student, here answer is organically formed sedimentary rocks. So third answer is also C. Now question 4, fossils are found in dash rocks. Which rocks we find them? Metamorphic rocks, igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, or all the above. So answer here is they all are found in sedimentary rocks. Okay, fossils are found in sedimentary rocks. Question 5, conglomerate are formed when pebbles, gravel, etc. by the cementation process. Okay, they get cemented actually by the matrix of what? By the combination of what? Limestone and silica, calcium carbonate and silica, silica and nitrites, or sulphide and carbonates. So please remember, dear student, that pebbles, gravel, these all get cemented by the matrix of calcium carbonate and silica. Okay, so accurate answer here is calcium carbonate and silica. Actually, limestone itself is formed from calcium carbonate, but calcium carbonate is more accurate word because it is chemical name. Okay, so answer here is calcium carbonate and silica. So fifth answer is B. Question number 6 now. Sediment that is deposited by wind is termed as dash deposit. We call it aeolian deposit, windy deposit, collateral deposit or desert deposit? Dear student, your answer is aeolian deposit. So sixth answer is A, aeolian deposits. Now, next question here is dash rocks are mainly permeable and porous. Which rocks? Metamorphic rocks, sedimentary rocks, acidic igneous rocks, or basic igneous rocks? Dear student, here answer is yes. Option B is correct, sedimentary. Our next question is question 8. Metamorphism due to heat. Due to heat is termed as dash metamorphism. Dynamic metamorphism, plutonic metamorphism, thermal metamorphism, or endogenetic metamorphism. Dear student, when it is because of heat, it is termed as thermal metamorphism. Now question 9. Which factor is responsible for the formation of metamorphic rocks? Which factor? Is it duration of the day, weathering? Is it heat and pressure, or it is temperature and pressure? Dear student, metamorphism is due to heat and pressure. Please remember, temperature tells us about hotness or coldness. Temperature itself is not a form of energy, but heat is a form of energy. Okay, so metamorphism is because of the energy called heat and another called pressure. Pressure is another factor I mean to say. Now question number 10, dear student, here is sedimentary rocks are called as stratified rocks. As what is the correct answer? As they are formed by lava accumulation, or they are formed by deposition of rocks, or they are deposited in layers, or they are foliated. Dear student, here correct option is C. Stratified means because these rocks are found in layers. Which rocks? Sedimentary rocks. They are formed layer by layer. Sediment get deposited, another layer get deposited, another layer and another layer, and in this way the rocks there are found in layers. Our next question is now answer the following questions in short. Dear student, please remember when we say these type of questions in short, they are generally asked for 2 marks. Sometimes the question might be for 1 mark. If it is for 1 mark, then you are expected to write there minimum 1 point. Here our question number 1 is, what are sedimentary rocks? Dear student, the answer is sedimentary rocks are the rocks which are formed by deposition of sediment one by one. One by one, I mean to say layer by layer. And when many layers of sediment are formed one above other, so due to the pressure of above layers and also because of pressure of water from the top, the rocks are formed called as sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are formed either in ocean or in river or even in lakes. So the sand or the soil gets deposited, okay, over each other, and because of the many layers, the lowermost layer start getting compacted. Also because of pressure of water from the top, the layers start getting compacted, and in this way sedimentary rocks are formed. Our next question is, what is lithification? Dear student, lithification is a process of formation of rock when sand, gravel, silt, clay, etc. start getting compacted and get stuck to each other because of cementing material like calcium carbonate and gypsum or silica, then the rock formation is called as lithification. So lithification is a process of gravel, silt, clay and cementing material etc. to get stuck to one another, and there the pressure of upper layers also plays important role in formation of rock. Our next question is, what is conglomerate? Sometime back in conglomerate type of this MCQ based question we had seen this. Conglomerate is again a formation of rock, dear student, in which pebbles and gravel, and or you can say the small stones which are present in water, they start getting stuck to one another under the pressure of above layers and water, and also because of the cementing material they get stuck to one another. That cementing material, one of the example is calcium carbonate. So cementing material make pebbles, gravel etc. to get stuck to one another and resulting into formation of rock. We call that rock by the name conglomerate. Our next question is, what is shale or mudstone? Again, dear student, shale or mudstone is a stone, is a rock actually, which is formed because of mud and clay, which over the period of many years start getting compressed by the layers which are deposited above it. I am talking about the soil that is getting deposited above it. So the above layers start exerting pressure on the lower layers. So because of that pressure, the formation of rock that occur, that rock is called as mudstone or shale. Our next question is, what is rock salt and what is its use? Now, dear student, rock salt is a mineral that is formed because of evaporation of water from Dead Sea, Caspian Sea, Aral Sea, Sambar Lake, etc., where temperature is very high. So due to excessive temperature, the water gets evaporated, leaving behind the crystals of minerals which are called as rock salt. Use of rock salt is this rock salt is used in food as salt, and also it is used in Ayurvedic medicines. Our next question now, dear student, here is, what are organically formed rock? Okay, please remember, organically formed rocks are those rocks which are formed because of the bodies of plants and animals which get buried, okay, under the soil, and besides that soil, okay, there is layer of water on the top. So because of pressure exerted by water and also because of the pressure exerted by the top layers of the soil, the lower layer start getting compacted, in which the body of the plant and animal is stuck, which ultimately gets converted into hard rocky material. We call this also by the name fossils. Okay, so fossils are nothing but the sedimentary type of rocks. Okay, now dear student, please remember, limestone is another example of organically formed rock. Our next question here is, what are carbonaceous rocks? Now please remember that when the plants and animal bodies get buried under the earth, so because of the pressure exerted by the other layers, the material that is present in the body of these plant and animal begin to disintegrate except carbon, which ultimately turns into the rock called as coal, which is a type of sedimentary rock. Dear student, the rock in this way which are formed are called as carbonaceous rocks. Our next question, question number 8. Give example of mechanically formed sedimentary rocks. So mechanically formed sedimentary rocks include mudstone, sandstone, siltstone, and there is one more, dear student, okay, and that is, can you identify which one will be that? Mudstone, sandstone, siltstone, and which one will be one more mechanically formed? Yes, conglomerate. Okay, that name of that rock is conglomerate. Now our next question here is question 9. How are metamorphic rocks formed? How are? Now please remember, metamorphic rocks are formed by the process called metamorphism, in which the pre-existing rocks are turned into new rock due to heat and pressure. Next question is, what is foliation? Please remember, dear student, that in metamorphic rocks we find the minerals are arranged in series of band. This kind of series of band that is found in metamorphic rock, please remember that series of band is a series of band of minerals. This series of band of minerals that is found in metamorphic rocks is termed as foliation. Question number 11. Give examples of metamorphic rocks and from which rock are they formed. Now here I have put up the list, dear student, that you will have to learn. Please remember how to do that. For example, limestone is a name of sedimentary rock that get converted into metamorphic rock called marble. Second one is, I hope you remember shale. Shale is also known as mudstone. That mudstone, due to metamorphism, gets converted into slate. Third example, sandstone, that is sedimentary rock getting converted to quartzite. Coal, which is sedimentary rock, turning into graphite. Granite, which is igneous rock, getting converted into gneiss. Please remember, in this spelling gneiss, G is silent. And basalt rock getting converted into schist. Basalt is again igneous type of rock which is getting converted into schist, which is metamorphic rock. Okay. Now students, question 12. What is thermal metamorphism? Now remember, the word thermal is related to heat. Now when pre-existing rocks like sedimentary and igneous rocks, when they get converted into metamorphic rock due to heat that is obtained from hot magma, or because of the friction between the rocks, the heat that is produced, that heat changes the rocks into new rock. Then we call those kind of rock, because of heat formation, are called as thermal metamorphic rocks. Please remember, thermal metamorphic rocks are the rocks which are formed because of the heat that is generated either by magma, or by friction between the rocks. Next question is, what is dynamic metamorphism? Dear student, dynamic metamorphism is a metamorphism in which the pre-existing rocks get converted into new rocks because of pressure, because of external pressure. Example of such a dynamic metamorphism rock is Hornfels. Okay, Hornfels is an example of such a rock. Our next question here is, what is regional metamorphism? Now, please remember, when the tectonic movements take place, when the crust start colliding with one another, at that time the folding and that folding of the crust is taking place. So this process result into mountain building. So therefore, regional metamorphism is caused by what? Large scale earth movement like mountain building. Our next question is, what is coal? Point number one, coal is a sedimentary rock. How is it formed? So it is formed by the burial of plant and animal body under the surface of the earth, where due to excessive pressure from the above layers and heat from magma convert the buried plant and animal into coal. Okay, into coal, which is a type of sedimentary rock. Question number 14 now. What are the uses of sedimentary rocks? Sedimentary rocks. Now, dear student, in sedimentary rocks we find fossils. Okay, so the first use will be, they are useful to study the ancient past. Second thing, mudstone, sandstone, etc. are used in building purpose. Okay, so you can write down any 2-3 uses of sedimentary rocks. As I told you, sandstone and mudstone are used in building purpose. Fossils are found in them, and one of the sedimentary rock, coal is used as fuel. Our next question now, dear student, what are the uses of metamorphic rocks? Now, everybody of you must have heard about marble, a very famous stone that was used for construction of Taj Mahal. Okay, so marble is metamorphic rock. Similar to marble is quartzite. So both of them are commonly used for building purpose and for artwork. Then diamonds are also metamorphic rock, which are formed from coal, or you can say formed from carbon. So they are used as precious jewels. Many metamorphic rocks are also used in building construction because these rocks are very hard, they are resistant to erosion, so therefore they are long lasting. Now give reason type of questions. Our question number 1, dear student, that rocks are economically important. Sometime back we have already seen some of the uses of metamorphic rock, sedimentary rock, igneous rocks. Okay, you can write down the uses of those rocks. For example, basalt is used in construction purpose, granite is used in beautiful construction purpose, diamonds are used for making jewels. So in this way, rocks are so useful to us. Okay, now second question, sedimentary rocks are called stratified rocks. The reason is because sedimentary rocks are found in layers, and because they are found in layers, we are calling them by the name stratified rocks. Question 3, silicates are most common rock forming mineral. Dear student, please remember that in the earth's crust, oxygen is present almost in 47% and silica is present in 28%. And when the minerals combine with oxygen and silica, they form silicates. Because the proportion now 47 plus 28% itself is making a total almost 75%. Therefore, maximum minerals are silicates. Our next question, the Dead Sea abound in chemically formed sedimentary rocks. The reason is Dead Sea is present in a hot region of the world where due to excessive evaporation of water, the minerals that are remaining in water get deposited in the Red Sea forming sedimentary rocks. Question 5. Why are sedimentary rocks called secondary rocks? The answer is very simple. They are called as secondary rocks because they are formed from the primary rocks called as igneous rocks. Igneous rocks start getting disintegrated, start getting broken down into small pieces called sediment, and from this sediment, over the period of time, sedimentary rocks are formed. So they are formed after the formation of primary rocks, therefore, they are secondary rocks. Our next question here is now answer the following in detail. Our question number 1, dear student, here is what are the characteristics of sedimentary rocks? Property or the characteristic number 1. Sedimentary rocks are called as secondary rocks because they are formed after the formation of primary rock. Point 1. Point number 2. About 75% part of the continents is made up of sedimentary rocks. Third important characteristic, fossils are found in sedimentary rocks. And the fourth characteristic, that sedimentary rocks are found in layers. Dear student, I have told you 4 points. In examination, you can write down any 3 points. Our question number 2, what are characteristics of metamorphic rocks? Please remember, these are answer the following in detail. So we are expected to write down here minimum 3 points. Point number 1, that the metamorphic rocks are formed from pre-existing sedimentary and igneous rocks. Point number 2, they are formed because of heat and pressure of the earth. Point number 3, these rocks are very hard and they are resistant to erosion. Point number 4, because these rocks are very hard, we use them for building construction. Our next question here is, what are the causes of metamorphism? We are talking here about, dear student, metamorphism in relation to rocks. So what are the causes of metamorphism in rocks? So there are actually 4 causes. The cause number 1, excessive heat that is there due to volcanic eruption. Point number 1. Point number 2, because of mountain building process, that is dynamic process. Point number 3, endogenic forces. That means the forces which are inside the earth. And the point number 4 is they are formed due to contact with water. Okay, contact with hot water that is present under the surface of the earth. Our next question is now, explain the rock cycle. Dear student, you have to write down the first point is this, that when the volcanic eruption occurs, the lava solidifies on the surface of the earth or below the surface of the earth to form igneous rocks. Number 1. Igneous rocks begin to disintegrate, begin to break down because of the forces of nature, and sediment is formed, which is either brought by river or by ocean or by wind and get deposited. When other layers of sediment start getting deposited, then due to the excessive pressure from top, the lower layers begin to turn into sedimentary rocks. Now, when the tectonic movements occur, then sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks get buried under the surface of the earth, and because of excessive pressure from top and heat from below, they get converted into metamorphic rocks. Ultimately, when all of them get very deeply buried under the surface of the earth, very deeply buried, they again turn into magma and they come out in a form of volcanic eruption to form igneous rocks again. And in this way, the rock cycle here is completed. Question number 5, state the importance of rocks. There are so many points, dear student, which we kept on saying. Okay, so you can write down that first point is that rocks are needed because they ultimately break down into soil and soil is needed for crop cultivation. Point number 2, rocks are the storehouse of minerals. Point number 3, the sedimentary rocks are consisting of fossils. So we get to know about the ancient past, as well as sedimentary rocks like coal, petroleum, natural gas are the energy minerals. We also use rocks for construction purpose. So in this way, dear student, you can write down many more points. For example, here limestone and gypsum, they are useful for making cement. Okay, so student, my dear student, you can add any 2 3 more points and write down the answer. Finally, we have come to distinguish type of question, and of course there will be one more. Okay, now distinguish between igneous rock, sedimentary rocks. Can you think of first point, igneous and sedimentary? I hope you must have thought it correctly. Igneous rocks are primary rocks, sedimentary rocks are secondary rocks. Correct. Igneous rocks are more hard, sedimentary rocks are comparatively. Igneous rocks are not found in layers, but sedimentary rocks are found in layers. You can write, dear student, many more points like this. Second question, distinguish between sedimentary rock and metamorphic rock. So sedimentary rocks are secondary rocks. Metamorphic rocks are formed from igneous and, yes, sedimentary rocks. Second, sedimentary rocks are found in layers, where metamorphic rocks are somewhere found in layers or they may not be found in layers. In sedimentary rocks, they are comparatively soft, whereas metamorphic rocks are quite hard. Sedimentary rocks are found because of the processes like dynamic, pressure that is exerted from top, whereas metamorphic rocks are found because of both heat and pressure. So dear student, you can write many more points like this. Okay. Finally, you have to look at this diagram, and the questions are now based on diagrams. Question number 1 here is, what does this diagram indicate? Okay, you can see here igneous rock. Then you can see some of the rocks, a rock outcrop is they are found outside the surface. These igneous rocks are breaking into sediment. Sediment is turning into sedimentary rock. Everything is getting buried under the earth, and in this way forming metamorphic rock. So, and this metamorphic rock again turning into magma. So that means this is indicating rock cycle. Okay. So what does the diagram represent? So it represents rock cycle. Question 2. Which of the following are the first one to form? So the first one to form are which rocks, dear student? Yes, they are igneous rocks. Question 3. What are the reasons for formation of metamorphic rock? Looking at this diagram, we find there are two reasons. Reason number 1, they are getting buried under the surface of the earth. That means pressure of the upper layers. Reason number 2, there is heat that is supplied by the magma, which is present below the surface of the earth. So there are two reasons. One is the heat and second reason is pressure. Finally, the last question here is, can igneous rocks be formed from metamorphic rocks? Answer is yes, because metamorphic rocks, when they melt, they turn into magma, and then magma will ultimately come out to form the igneous rocks. Okay. So dear student, in this way, many more questions can be framed. So I have touched the most of the part of these questions, and I hope you have really understood all this. And may God bless you abundantly, students. Thank you very, very much.